Hi guys, it's Tiffany Finley. Welcome to the Finley Life. I am coming at you today with another TTC update to Finley baby number 2. The last time I did an update was March 25th of this year. So it is now October. Yeah, October. So yeah, it's been a minute. Exactly 6 months. So I thought I'd just share with you guys today what's happening. I try to be very, very open about my journey. I try to be very open and honest and just share about what's happening with me and what I'm doing. What's happening with me and what I'm doing. I'm sorry, that fan was like right here in the background. Yeah, I had to move that. Anyways, I try to come on and be open and honest about what's happening with me as relates to my TTC journey, my fertility journey toward Finley baby number 2. Because I feel like if I can share and be open and transparent and honest about what I'm going through, and if it only helps one woman, then I've done my job. I do this again so that I can help other women not feel alone, like I felt when I was going through my journey of trying to conceive my son Caleb, who is now 6.5. He'll be 7 December. He was born a 25-week micro preemie, and he was conceived via IVF, well, frozen embryo transfer. And so I just want to share. I want to be able to share this time around, the second time around, my journey to Finley baby number 2, because I didn't do this with Finley baby number 2, and I had so much shame. I was walking in so much shame when we were trying to conceive the first time before I conceived my son. And I mean, it was so much shame, and I just wish I had the support that I needed, or I wish that I was brave enough to share, but I wasn't. And that's okay. That's just a part of a journey. So if you're one of my sisters and you're looking at this video and you're like, man, I wish I was that brave to like go live or do a YouTube video, or, you know, be open and just share with the world about my journey. Don't beat yourself up about that, and don't feel pressured. No pressure, because I was there, just 7 years ago, looking at other women sitting behind a device, looking at other women share about their journeys and talk about it openly and freely. And at that moment, I remember wishing that I was there. But here I am 7 years later, and I'm sharing. I'm in a different headspace, different place. And I know, an infertility diagnosis does not define me. It may be something that I'm walking through, but it's not who I am. That's not my identity. I want you guys to hear me. An infertility diagnosis is not your identity. It's not who you are. It's something that you've encountered. It's something that you're walking through, but it's not who you are. It's not who you are. So, with that being said, so that's why I share, because I not only want to share my journey and receive support and, from this amazing community that has been built in our infertility, preemie parent, NICU, motherhood community, but to be able to support others as well, and to be able to glorify God in it. Not only do I share my story and testimony, but I also like to share faith-based encouragement to direct and push other women closer to God as they're on their journey. So that's why I do this. God has given me a heart and a burden for those that are walking through infertility and premature birth, because it's hard and it's difficult, and just the whole journey is difficult. And so I am that person who God is He's touched my heart and has called me to not only be open and share my journey, but to provide support, to direct you back to Him, to push you closer to Him, using the Word of God to encourage you, and just loving on you. Even if, you're away in Timbuktu, I can still love on you from right here. I can still support you from right here. I can still share encouragement from right here that will reach you and that will penetrate your heart, and God will speak something to you and allow something to resonate with you, and a seed is being planted in your heart that can grow in your heart, in the garden of your heart. So again, I am Tiffany Finley, founder of my Predestined One. I am a certified birth doula as of June of this year. And I'm an author. I authored A Fearless Journey to Motherhood in August 2018. And I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I have three babies in heaven. I miscarried twice before I conceived my son, who's now almost 7. And we recently went through a miscarriage 2 years ago in October of 2017. And I'm coming up on the anniversary date of that. And I just thank God for strength. I thank God that I'm still moving. I'm still encouraged. I'm still hopeful, because when you experience a loss, whether it's miscarriage, stillbirth, whatever it is, pregnancy loss, baby loss, that is so hard. And that's one of the most devastating things that I've ever walked through 3 times. So, yeah, so it's nobody but God who has sustained me and seen me through all of those losses and all of the difficulties and the ups and downs, twists and turns of a TTC journey and the NICU journey. So I take no credit. It's all God. I thank him for the strength that I have. Lots of people, even my husband sometimes, he's always like, you are so strong. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for. And I don't feel strong, right? Like, you don't feel strong, but you're strong and you're resilient. We are strong women. We are resilient women. And so shout out to all of us who've encountered pregnancy loss and miscarriage. And it's the month of October. It's October 25th, and it's pregnancy and infant loss awareness month. So shout out to all of us who have lost babies and who are still carrying on with life, who are still, you're grieving and it hurts, but you're still getting up every day. You're still brushing your teeth. You're still getting out of bed, and you're still going to work, and you're still smiling, and you're still being brave and courageous. Shout out to you. Kudos to you. And I just pray that God will continue to sustain us and sustain you, and continue to cover you and give you peace and comfort as you have to continue to journey throughout this life and not be able to physically nurture and parent the baby that you thought that you would. So my heart goes out to you. I empathize with you, and I pray for you, and you're in my thoughts and prayers this month, wherever you are. You're in my thoughts and prayers. And so, yeah, so I have 3 babies in heaven. I have 1 baby here on earth with me, my Caleb Jordan. He is my rainbow. He is my miracle. He's our IVF baby, our IVF success. He was a micro preemie, and God just showed up mightily in that situation. He's still here, and I know that's not everyone's testimony when they've walked through the NICU. Every baby doesn't survive. Some babies, they transition on to heaven. And, my heart goes out to all those moms and dads who've lost babies to premature birth. My heart go out to you as well. And, yeah, it really, 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 really does. And I'm just so grateful for Caleb's life. And I'm grateful that, he's a 6-year-old, about to be 7-year-old. And, he's continuing to thrive and continuing to just amaze me every day with, like, just the things that he says and how he's just growing up and his imagination, and he's smart and bright and intelligent and inquisitive. So I just thank God. Without God, I don't know where I would be right now or what my life would look like right now. So yeah, but anyway, I'm hopping on. I'm sharing this because I wanted to come and give you guys an update. Again, I haven't updated you guys on my TTC journey since March 2019. And I have some little notes here. So I know the last update that I did before this one. So if you need to get caught up to speed, please feel free to go back and look at my old videos to kind of see, what was discussed and kind of what I shared, but I will kind of recap here briefly. I think the last update, I informed you guys that we are trying to conceive feeling baby number 2. Feeling baby number 1 is our Caleb Jordan. We're trying to conceive our little predestined one, feeling baby number 2. And so I just shared about my weight loss, how I lost like 19, 20 pounds, and how I started to make some lifestyle changes. I've been making lifestyle changes as of January 2015, but I kind of fell off, but I started back making more lifestyle changes. So I started to make some lifestyle changes, eating pescatarian, kind of pescatarian, vegetarian. Whenever I don't eat vegetarian, I eat pescatarian, which means I still allow myself to have meat, which is fish and seafood. If it's not fish or seafood, I do not eat it. I eat pretty much plant-based, vegetarian. And the reason why reason I say vegetarian is because I'm still eating dairy. I still have dairy. I still have dairy in my diet. So yeah, still struggling there. So pray for you, girl. But I still have dairy, milk, and cheese. Well, I don't drink. I don't drink cow's milk. If I drink milk, it is plant-based. It's almond milk. But I still eat cheese, so that's why vegetarian and not vegan yet. So yeah, so I just kind of shared with you guys. I shared the weight loss, my lifestyle changes, how I was trying to work out 3 to 4 times a week. Now, I've not worked out in about maybe a month now. Yeah, a month now. Maybe a month and a half. I've not really worked out, so I got to get back on my workouts, making sure that I work out 3 to 4 times, at minimum 4 times a week. But I'm still eating pescatarian, vegetarian. And I also shared in that the update in March that I was using natural fertility supplements and herbs. I was using maca and Vitex. Both of those things kind of help balance your hormones. And because my diagnosis was PCOS, I got diagnosed in my mid-20s. And so I'm all about, trying to do natural things, to kind of help or whatever. And so I shared with you all that I am using Vitex and maca, and I also shared a website that I use, and the name of it is naturalfertilityinfo.com. That's where you can just get like so much information about just natural remedies to endometriosis, to kind of help with that condition, or PCOS, just a lot of information about different herbs and vitamins, things that work according to what's going on with you infertility wise. And I also shared that we have 6 embryos remaining. And I shared it at the time in March. I shared that we were trusting God to conceive naturally. And that's where I was, trying to conceive naturally. And I kind of shared we have 6 embryos remaining. And so now let's talk about the current update. So where are we currently? Currently, I am about to go through another frozen embryo transfer cycle. Yeah, so I kind of went back and forth about sharing it, just because, when you share with people that you're about to go through an IVF cycle or IUI or frozen embryo transfer cycle, that kind of, people are excited for you and they want to support you, but then it like brings on all these questions about, hey, what's going on? What you doing? People are constantly questioning about how things are going. And I welcome the questions. I'm an open book. I don't mind sharing it all. And I so appreciate all of you who have, kind of reached out, who kind of knew prior to me sharing here publicly. Some of my friends and, people, acquaintances that I know, you guys have been just so supportive, just kind of contacting me and saying, hey, how are things going when you get started? You're excited for me. So thank you for just reaching out and just showing your support, all the love and support shown, your words of encouragement, and just letting me know that you're praying for us and you're hoping things work out. I appreciate that. So yeah, so I do welcome that, but then it does open you up to people kind of, always asking questions of how's it going? What's the next step? What are you doing? Just constantly wanting the update. And so, and that's a part of it. So, but anywho, so I kind of went back and forth about sharing, and I've been sharing up until this point with you guys about what has happened and what I've been going through. And I've also said in the past, if you've watched previous videos or you follow me anywhere on social media, Facebook or YouTube, you know that I'm always saying I regret not documenting the whole process that I went through with Caleb. Again, because I had so much shame and I was embarrassed about my diagnosis and dealing with infertility that I didn't share anything. I kept it. I was still in the closet. But as of January 2015, I came out of the closet, began to share more freely and more openly, began blogging more. I have a ministry that I founded, named My Predestined One, based here in Dallas, and we support women that are walking through infertility, premature birth, moms. We support you through the whole journey: infertility, premature birth, motherhood, breastfeeding, everything. We support you during all of that. Postpartum, we do it all at My Predestined One. And so, I've been kind of an open book and sharing up until this point. And so I was like, hey, I can't just not share now. So I'm here sharing, giving you guys an update and making this huge announcement that we have decided, my husband and I, to move forward with doing a frozen embryo transfer. We have 6 M babies that have been waiting on us, that were remaining after we transferred Caleb. We had 6 embryos left over, and we have made the decision to move forward with using our embryos. And so I am so excited about that. It was not a hard decision, because you guys know that I've always shared that I wanted to be able to conceive naturally again. And I felt, in my heart that, that's what I wanted, and that's what I wanted to do. But then we've kind of decided, hey, we have these embryos that we've been financially paying for, covering. So why not use them? Babies that are already waiting on us. So that's what we've decided to do. And we're super excited about it. I had my first appointment. I met with my doctor. I'm using the same doctor that I used before to help us conceive Caleb. And so I went and saw her. Shout out to Dallas Infertility here in Dallas. Dallas-Fort Worth Fertility Associates. They're located off of Walnut Hill, off of 75 Walnut Hill, on Glen Lakes Drive. And so my doctor is so phenomenal, and I love her. She's amazing, and I just love her. She's amazing. She's amazing. And so I love their office. And so I went on this past Wednesday, October 23rd, and I had a consult. And during the consult, it was just kind of talking about my history, my health history and birth history, miscarriages, things like that, and what medicines I'm currently taking. So right now, I am currently taking 100 milligrams of Lovenox twice a day, daily. And I've been taking Lovenox now, for a few years. I was on it when we were trying to conceive Caleb, and I stayed on it until he was about, I was on it prior to us trying to conceive Caleb. So that was in 2011. And then I stayed on it until he was about 2.5, maybe 3. And I think I started taking warfarin for a little while. And then I think by the time he got 3.5, we, my husband and I were kind of thinking about trying to get pregnant again on our own. And we stopped taking the warfarin and moved to the Lovenox again, because you cannot get pregnant. You shouldn't get pregnant while on warfarin. It's a blood thinner, because it can cause birth defects. So the safest thing for you to do is transition to Lovenox, so which is what we did. So we got back on the Lovenox, and I think that was like in 2015, maybe 2014, end of 2014. So I've been on it just that long, and we're in almost to the end of 2019. So I've been on Lovenox for a while. So I currently take that twice a day, 100 milligram, a 100 milligram injection. It's a shot in the morning, and then 12 hours later I take it again, 100 milligrams. So I do that daily. And then in addition to that, I still continue to take maca. I think I take 1,000 milligrams a day, and then I still continue to take my Vitex, which is another 1,000 milligrams a day. So those are things that I currently take. And then so I updated my doctor about that, and she's aware that I'm taking that. However, once we start the hormones for the frozen embryo transfer to prepare my uterine lining for the frozen embryo transfer, we'll stop all that stuff. So here's how it's going to happen, what the protocol is going to look like, just in case you're wondering. I have periods on my own. And considering, so let me back up. The reason why I take the Lovenox, in case you guys are wondering, why is she on Lovenox? I take the Lovenox, the blood thinners, because I have been diagnosed with a high blood clotting disorder, and it's called anti-phospholipid antibody syndrome, APS. Some people call it abbreviated as APS. Some people abbreviate it as APAS. I say APAS. Either way is fine. It's called anti-phospholipid antibody syndrome. And what that means is, that my blood has a high chance I have a high chance of developing blood clots. So I have to be on blood thinners indefinitely for the rest of my life, because I have I've had a pulmonary embolism, and I've had DVT, a deep vein thrombosis, back in May of 2007 that hospitalized me. Could have taken my life, but thank God I'm still here in the land of the living. God spared my life. And so from that, and the follow-ups from that, I learned that I have something. I've been diagnosed with something. I don't want to take ownership of it. I've been diagnosed with something called antiphospholipid antibody syndrome. So hence why I have to take the Lovenox twice a day. Or if we were not trying to conceive right now, I'd be on the warfarin, which are the pills, indefinitely for the rest of my life. So yeah, that's fun, right? So back to what I was saying. So once I actually once I start my cycle in the next 2 weeks, once I start my period, I have to give my doctor a call to let her know that I've started my period, and I will call her on cycle day 1, and she will call in the estrase and the progesterone. The estrase, or the estradiol, also known as estradiol, or the progesterone, and then also the progesterone in oil. It's an intramuscular injection, a shot that you have to take. And so once I start my period, I'll give her a call on cycle day 1, let her know that I've began my period. And she'll call in the estrogen and the progesterone that I'll need to kind of prepare my, the estrogen is going to prepare my uterine lining, help my uterine lining get thick. And once I get, I think, to about 8 millimeter thickening of a lining, then we'll move forward with transferring, so that she'll be monitoring my uterine lining. So I'll be doing the estrase, and then at some point I'll begin the progesterone and oil as well. And so, so I'll begin the estrase and the progesterone and oil at whatever times during the month that she tells me to begin those. She'll give me a calendar. I don't currently have a calendar yet. I'm just telling you what we kind of talked about. But I'll be able to share more in detail once I get my calendar, and be able to let you guys know when I'll be taking the estrase and when I'll stop it for how long and when I'll start taking the progesterone and oil. But so I'll call her on cycle day 1, let her know I started my period. Once I've started my period, she'll call in the progesterone and the estrase, and then I will also schedule an appointment to see her on cycle day 5 or 6 for her to do a hysteroscopy, where they just take like a little small, I think it's like a little small microscopic camera, something up into your uterus to make sure like the uterus is clear. There's like no polyps or no fibroids or anything going on that would kind of like interfere with the pregnancy. They want to make sure that everything's all healthy and good before they transfer that embryo. So she'll do that on like cycle day 5 or 6, and then after that's done, I will continue with the hormones, and then hopefully we'll be transferring an M baby, and hopefully that M baby will implant in Jesus' name. Will stick around. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I'm excited about it. I'm a little bit nervous and excited. I feel a lot of different emotions about it. So if you guys could be praying for us that everything will go well, there won't be any issues, that Finley baby number 2 will come and we will conceive, and I will remain at peace, and my husband will remain at peace, and our family, including Caleb, because Caleb is very anxious and he's very excited to be a big brother, as he should be. He's been an only child now for almost 7 years, so he's ready for a brother or a sister, and he's always telling us that he wants twins. He wants a boy and a girl. Sometimes he'll say he wants a boy and a girl, and then other times he'll say he wants 2 girls. So and then speaking of twins, we also talked about that too, because I have a history of incompetent cervix. That's why Caleb was born early at 25 plus 5 weeks gestation, because of an incompetent cervix. I'd already dilated. I think at that time I'd already dilated 1.5 centimeters. I went to a regular OB appointment, not OB, my high risk OB, my perinatologist. Went in for that appointment, and on December 5th, 2012, and I did not return home. I did not leave. I got hospitalized, strict hospital bed rest, because I had an incompetent cervix, bulging water bag, and I'd already dilated 1.5 centimeters. So I was placed on strict hospital bed rest, and I was in the T-bird position, or the Trendelenburg position, where your body is like this. So this is my head. My head was down to the floor, and these are my legs. So they kept my body, I'm sorry, like, no, yeah, like this. So they kept my body like this in the hospital bed because they wanted to try and keep pressure off my cervix. However, that didn't work. I kept dilating. I think I got all the way up to 3.5, almost 4 centimeters, and they decided to go ahead. My OB decided that it was in the best interest that we go ahead and deliver Caleb at 25 plus 5 weeks, because I started to have some slight spotting and bleeding, and then because I was high risk and I have a blood clotting disorder, they didn't want it to become where it's like this emergency situation. So he just went ahead and we made the decision to go ahead and take Caleb at 25 plus 5. And so, so he was born in 25-week micro preemie, 4-month NICU stay, which comes out to be 113 days in the NICU. So, yeah, so if you're in the NICU or have gone through the NICU, you know what that is like. And, it's not something you want to do, you want to go through. So considering my history, my doctor, my fertility specialist, and I and Derek talked about only transferring one embryo, because she feels like that would be best considering Caleb was born premature. And and I also know that once I become pregnant again, I would have to get a cerclage at about 12 weeks, 13 weeks of pregnancy. I will have to get a cerclage to kind of, it's kind of like where they sew up the cervix to make sure it doesn't open up or anything like that. So I'll have to do that. So we talked about all that. So she, she has decided that we'll only transfer one M baby, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I want to make sure that I'm okay and I remain healthy, and the baby is healthy, and that, I carry full term. That is my prayer. I believe God to carry full term, that I will not give birth prematurely, that everything will go well, there will be no complications or issues. That has been my prayer for a long time now, and I'm continuing to believe that and stand on that this will be a healthy pregnancy, healthy baby, full term, no issues, no complications. That has been my prayer. So if you guys can be praying that with me, I appreciate it. So we talked about all that, and so we'll be only transferring one M baby when we get ready to transfer. Now, if that one embryo splits, then, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but we're only going to transfer one. So we're only going to transfer one. And so that is about it. That's all I wanted to update you guys about. I am super excited about it. This time around, my husband and I, we don't have the insurance to cover any of the procedures. So we'll be paying out of pocket. We'll be self-pay. And so if you have walked through infertility, IVF, frozen embryo transfer, you know that it is very, very expensive. I will say, because we're not going through an actual IVF cycle, like a full IVF cycle, where like you have to, it's more meds, more intensive, more on your body. You have to go in and be monitored more, and then you have to go in for your, I'm drawing a blank, but they go in and get the eggs once the follicles have grown enough. They go in and get the eggs and all of that good stuff. We won't have to do any of that. We're just going to be implanting an embryo, one of our embryos. So they'll just have to thaw out the embryo, and then we're believing God that our embryos, our M babies, will survive and make it through that thawing process, and then they'll transfer once my uterine lining is thick enough. So it isn't as intensive or as invasive, which is a good thing. And because of that, it's not as expensive. But even still, it's not as expensive, but it's still expensive. So we'll be self-pay, and we just believe in God to provide everything that we're gonna need financially for this baby. We've stepped out on faith, and we're just gonna trust God all the way with the process. So I feel like this is what we're supposed to do, and God is gonna walk us through this process, and he's gonna guide us and pave the way, and we're gonna follow him and be led of him. And I'm believing him to provide everything that we're going to need. And so I just solicit you guys' prayers for my family, for myself and my family, that everything will go well, and that we remain at peace, and that God provides and makes provision, and yeah, that we will get our little predestined one number 2. Yeah, Caleb is little predestined one number 1. That we get our little predestined one number 2. Finley baby number 2. So yeah, so that's where I am, guys. I'm sorry this video was so long, but I just wanted to share and be very thorough in what's happening and what you can expect. So right now I'm currently on cycle day. What cycle day am I on? Let me see. I have an app that I use that I mentioned before, the Kendara app, which is, sorry. I'm trying to get it where I can get it to focus so y'all can see the app that I use. Okay, I'm not having any luck. Anywho, it's the Kendara app. And so I'm on cycle day, today's October 25th, and I'm on cycle day 16. So I'm waiting on my cycle to start. According to this app, my cycle will not start until November 13th. Hopefully, and that's because I usually have around about a 35-day cycle, 37-ish day cycle. But hopefully it'll be a 30-day cycle and I can start, because I am like ready to start my period. And so she's allowing me to start my own period, since I currently have periods on my own. We decided not to do the birth control to get things started. We just wanted to wait for my natural cycle to start. So that's what we're doing. So I'm currently on cycle day 16. And yeah, so we'll see in the next 2 weeks when my period starts. And then I'll be updating you guys as we're on this journey. I'll be giving you updates. I'll be letting you know what's happening, giving you an inside look. Some of my appointments, I'll try to see if I can blog, if they allow me to kind of let you guys get a sneak peek into what's happening at the appointments and what's going on. So I do that as well. I'll be updating here every Friday. I'm trying to see, what else do I want to let you guys know? I am also on Instagram, Tiffany Finley, Tiffany_Finley. So if you don't follow me there, head over to Instagram and follow me there, because I'll be updating there as well and sharing deets about what's happening and what's going on, lots of behind the scenes. And you can follow me on Facebook, Tiffany Finley. I am Tiffany Finley. Follow me there. Yeah, and you can also keep up with what's happening with me at tiffanyfinley.com. Get subscribed there to get updates and deets and deals, and to maybe book me as your doula if you're here in Dallas. If you reside in the DFW area, I'm a doula, birth doula, certified as of June this year. So if you're looking for a doula, faith-based doula, someone who's walked through infertility and you're pregnant after infertility and you kind of still feel like you need somebody who gets it and, you know, understands like that fear a little bit, I'm your girl. I get it. I understand. So, and even if you've not gone through infertility, I'm still your girl. I still can assist you in birthing your baby, helping you birth fearlessly. So yeah, so helping you birth fearlessly, and yeah, I'm your girl. So go ahead and head to tiffanyfinley.com and kind of see what all is offered in my package, and yeah, you can schedule a free consult. The consult is free. That's just for us to be able to kind of meet and decide if you feel like I'm a good fit for you, or if for you to decide if I'm a good fit for you, and for me to decide, for both of us to decide if we're going to be a good fit for what you're looking for. So yeah, and go ahead and get subscribed, tiffanyfinley.com. Have a look around on my site, have a look at the blog, and kind of you can shop as well. I have books on there that you can purchase. A Fearless Journey to Motherhood, Fighting Fear with Faith During Infertility and Pregnancy, because the fear is real. If you've encountered pregnancy loss and miscarriage, and you get pregnant, you're afraid of miscarrying and all of that again, or if you're walking through infertility and you're afraid you'll never conceive, the fear is real. But we know God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power of love and of a sound mind. So that book is all about releasing those fears and embracing the faith that God has given us, our faith through the Word of God, meditating on the Word of God. There's lined pages in there for you to journal. So it's not only a devotional, but it's a journal as well. Devotional journal for you to be able to journal your fears, your thoughts, and what you're releasing and letting go of, and what you're going to embrace. So you can head over to tiffanyfinley.com to kind of check out the book as well and get to know me a little bit better. And all of that I just shared, my where you can find me online, is going to be in the description box below, so kind of check that out. And I look forward to getting to know you guys and us building sisterhood and community. And if you're on a fertility journey, IVF journey, infertility, IUI, whatever, natural cycle, however you're doing it, surrogacy, adoption, embryo adoption, whatever, let me know in the comments. Let me know, introduce yourself, and let me know who you are, where you're from, and your diagnosis, and what you are about to do, how you're pursuing motherhood, your journey to motherhood. We're all on a fearless journey to motherhood. We are going to be fearless as we pursue motherhood. We're not going to be filled with fear. We're going to be filled with faith and hope and trust in God. Our hope is in God. It's not in the doctor who, God has given the wisdom to, help us conceive, but it's in God, because God is the one who enables them to be able to help us conceive. So our hope is not in the doctor. Our hope is not in the medicine. It's not in whatever. It's in God and God alone. So we are going to continue to walk our fearless journeys to motherhood and support each other and pray for each other. So that is my update, guys. That is my big news, big announcement. So continue to pray for my family and I. And I will be updating here every Friday, just kind of letting you guys know what's going on, what's happening. And that's it. You guys have a good day, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that subscription button, and also once you've subscribed, hit that bell so that you can get notification when I upload new content here, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. All right, you guys have a great day. Bye.